Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. We're back on the Leviathan's dev server and we're having a look at a new vehicle that is coming in for Britain, which is of South African origin. This is the Badger. It's the new kind of IFE AFE setup that the South Africans are going to be using. It's not in service yet, but will be hopefully pretty soon. So what is the Badger? Well, it's a Patria chassis with a unique turret that's built on top of it with the Denel GI-30 cannon, which does weird things when it comes to War Thunder, and I'll explain it as we go through. So you'll find the vehicle in the ground tech tree for Britain. It's in the kind of South African sub-tech tree line, which isn't really a sub-tech tree line. Most of the vehicles are South African, but then you have the Scimitar and the Fox, and also you have the Mark V nowadays and the Harry Hopkins. So it's just more of like a little bit of a all over the place line. It's between the Roycat and also the MTTD kind of area. So it's at 9.0, which is pretty crazy. And it has, well, the Patria chassis. So 40 millimeters of composite screen all over it, which will stop some autocannons, but not a lot. And then also it has some little pieces of armor on the chassis, 25 millimeters of chassis armor. And also you have some armor on the turret, but once again, not a lot. Only 25 millimeters, 20 millimeters, and 15 on the back. On the top, you have the 40 millimeter composite screen, and then on the turret, only 5 millimeters. So good luck against AA, or artillery, I should say. Good luck against anything that is designed to overpressure. You will just die instantly. On the X-ray view, you can see that it has 4 crew members. It has 2 in the hull, the driver and the loader down here, which we'll get to in a bit. And also you have the commander and the gunner in the turret. So if your turret gets popped in this thing, you won't technically die. The ammo is in the turret though, and I don't know if you hit this, it will explode, but we'll find out, I suppose. So this the other parts of the X-ray, you have the engine, which has 543 horsepower. You have a big transmission at the bottom, meaning that you can go forward pretty quickly. And then also the radiator, the power system in the back, and also the fuel tanks and the additional ammo, which is in the booty. As I said, this is just kind of a Patria hull with the South African systems built into it. It also does have a 7.62mm SS-77 machine gun, which is nice to see, and some smoke grenades, but only 4 of them, which just seems very odd. So it has the 4 smoke grenades at the back of the turret, and then that's it. It also does have some pretty nice optics. So you have the commander optic right here, and then also you do have the gunner optic, which is here. You have the FCS, and then also all of the other setups. So that'll give you a little bit of help. So let's talk about the gun, because the gun's weird. It's a 30mm Denel GI-30. It has 320 rounds worth of ammunition, and it technically has a 40-round clip, but not really. It's an autoloader in its way. So it has a first stage ammo storage of 40, and then you have to reload it. But the way that you reload it is like the standard auto-loading mechanic. So it isn't actually a clip of 40. Instead, it's just labeled wrong in the game. So the reload rate of 0.2 is for the autoloader, and then you're going to have to get the loader to reload the first stage ammo storage on top of that. You can see that it has 45 degrees of vertical, which is nice, 180 degrees of horizontal, of course, and the targeting speeds are okay. For some reason, I'm just used to like higher targeting speeds now, so around like 20 degrees or 23 as it is, 28 at top is still fine. It works very well, but I'd like it to be a little bit higher. Also, in terms of modifications, since this is a 30mm, it gets the MK258 APF SDS, which pens up to 114mm, so you won't have issues penetrating the side of Soviet MBTs. That's one of the big differences between a vehicle like this and a vehicle like the Desert Warrior. The Desert Warrior has the 25mm, it gets the PMB, but it only pens 92, so you're basically like 20mm down, and if you face stuff like the T-80UD, for example, which is in the Soviet tech tree, what you will find is you just cannot pen the side of it, which is just a pain. Whereas with the Badger, you're at a much lower BR, and also you have higher pen, so you don't have to worry about that stuff. You are also the size of a bus, which can be a bit of a problem. So it has scouting, it has the well, it doesn't have the drone mechanic right now, actually, but I'm pretty sure it will since it is a high tier light vehicle. It also has access to thermals and the laser rangefinder. No LWS, unfortunately. Maybe at some point it'll get it. And then also it has all of the other standard stuff that you would want from this vehicle. The default belt is APDS, which pens 87, which will be good against light tanks and also SBAAs, but you'll struggle to kind of pen through MBTs. The nice thing about the MK258 is it means stuff like Leopards, for example, which is a vehicle that you'll face quite a lot around these BRs, can actually be able to be penned, whereas previously, if you were just kind of like using a vehicle which didn't have access to like all of this stuff, you wouldn't really be able to pen it too well. So if we have a look at like Britain and then we have a look at the vehicle, my God, there are so many of them nowadays. So with the APF SDS, you can actually pen through it like in little areas where previously with only the APDS, you wouldn't be able to pen through this. So that's like the big difference. Like you can't pen through the low glacis at all. With the APDS, with the APF SDS, you can, and obviously the Armour is right here, so you can just like actually kill it. And that's why getting the APF SDS is super useful on a vehicle like the Badger. It just means like the kill shots that are generally easier with other vehicles are much easier with this too. The one thing I really like about South African vehicles, by the way, is their camos. They have the standard like unicolor stuff, but the deforming tricolor camo I really like. And then also the stone camouflage I think is just awesome as well. And now they have a basic green one too that can be purchased. So luckily, that's all here. So let's talk about the reload, okay? Let's talk about how it works, because on the dev server, it technically lies. So the way it works is it says 40 and then 7 kind of setups, right? So if you fire all 40, just like, you know, as you do, so just shooting random targets, you can see it's not overheating or anything like that. Everything's like completely fine. Everything's like going normal. But you can see it's now hit like 40/7 and now it's 39/6. So you'd think that it's reloading a new set of rounds, right? So now the rounds are reloaded. Nope, no, they're not. So what this actually is this is an auto-loaded system. So what you have to do before you start firing is you have to wait for the loader after the reload of the last round in the thing. You have to wait for him to load some rounds, which you can see it's doing right now, and then you're allowed to fire kind of the multiple shots that are there. It isn't me actually overheating the gun that is, you know, causing it to not be able to fire. It's the fact that there wasn't any ammo in that little box that you see up here at the top. So yeah. It has basically a 40-round magazine, but it's one that has to be manually loaded into. So it means that you will have to like fire like maybe 5 to 10 shots and then still have some reserve behind where you can, you know, get the loader to actually reload back into it, which is completely fine. I think generally this vehicle will be able to do enough damage with that setup. The main problem with this is it's going to be huge, and also running into vehicles which actually have armor, right? Like, we are shooting all these guys from the side, you know, we're able to do quite a lot of damage to them, but the major problem is honestly going to be the fact that when you run into, let's say, that guy over there, the T10M or something else, you're not going to be able to do a lot. So it is a very modern vehicle, so it does have very nice thermals. You have the Gen 3s, which is really cool. So you'll be able to scout everything that's around the place. You also do have a drone, even though you don't have a modification for the drone yet, but that's more just showing that this vehicle isn't finished and will be eventually. And the only major issue I feel like this vehicle is going to have is it's just the size of a house. And once again, just no armor and being the size of a house. It means that these vehicles can be very frustrating to play, like the RCV and the ICV, because for me, you end up in a lot of situations where you can't really do anything, and you just get bonked by like vehicles which are like, you know, these type of Soviet ones where they're just staring at you. You can't pen them, you can't run away because you're way too big, and also, you know, your actual speed doesn't come in until like a few seconds later. Like it's one of those that can be really, really annoying, and therefore you're super dependent on the gun doing damage. And if you're able to do the damage, then you're good, and if not, then you kind of get screwed over. I would much prefer a vehicle like the CTCV, which is built off the Patria, which has like an actual gun, you know, the 105, so you can do a lot more with it, instead of something like this, which just has a plinky plonky gun. Oh, something to mention that I didn't mention before. This thing does have the track IR on it, so IRST thing. So what you can do is you can actually shoot down planes, which is pretty fun. So if you ever get bored trying to like shoot vehicles, you can actually pop planes with it, and it isn't like a crazy high fire rate. I think it's slightly more than the Bushmaster, but at least it's an extra kind of string to the bow. I also wanted to show you how quick nowadays the how quick this guy is. Look at him go. He's flying about the place. Somebody gave the Shilka a lot of steroids. Woo, boy. Look at him go. I don't know why, but the AI on the test flight are just really, really, really fast. So, nice to see. Well, that's the Badger. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Another standard South African tech tree vehicle. Lovely to see. I'm just a bit worried about the massive size of it. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.
I'd just like to thank GMG Smiley, CD Beans, Chieftain Mike, EMN3 Galaxy, Tulio Pontecovo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Warthunder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Ozzy Panzer, Alan Hacker, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Sem, Aslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.